At long last, the final Summer of Isaac booster pack. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on this. So let's get straight into it. Crack this dude open. You do this sometimes, you get good at it. Ooh, I haven't seen a lot of these in detail just yet. So, this is the community booster pack. All of these cards made by the community. We have Aerowalk. That's pretty cool. Found Soul. Plus one attack and soul enters your control. All right. Yeah, Mega Beam. Cancel. Control if you do, deal 2 damage. Oh my goodness, this is just a super counter. Don't mess with me, I got the, what's this? Oh! This, it's simple, it's effective, and I love it. Also, the art's really good. Cancel a loop being played, put it in your hand. Oh, that's just magnificent, no nuts. Recycling sticker. 1 cent less. Treasure discards more a shop item. Alright. It's a new trinket. The discard. Ooh, that could actually be really good. Conjoined D6. Choose a place. Or D. No, okay. I didn't think they could even do this. They finally found a use for that stupid little D8 the game comes with. I swear. Maybe it's just me, but nobody uses that. Nobody. But they did it. Hope it didn't throw yours away. Oh, Isaac's Last Will. That's a good one. Each time another player pays the death penalty, gain 2 cents. Seems fun. There we go. Resource game item. Karma. Each time a soul enters another player's control, choose to. This could be interesting. This is sort of what is it? It's like you get to benefit and so does somebody else. You gotta use it wisely. This is one of the results of the poll. The poll didn't win. Oh, boo-hoo. I'll get another chance. Magic Mushroom. This is probably the best card that could have won. 3 counters. I think the changing a character's tap ability, that is a unique idea. I love it. I love the art on it too. Telekinesis. Choose a tap or paid ability on an item another player controls. They may activate that ability if able. Start turn. 2 cards. This could be interesting. I need to read more into that one. Here's the other one. Everything Must Go. Centers play, expand shop slots by 2. They should have called this Fire Sale. I feel like that. What do I know? I think that they should have called that Fire Sale. That's just me. Charmed This. 2 for 1. Ooh. Familiar. Okay. This is game changing. Familiars are now a thing. So that's good. That's good. We can get more of those. I hope. Curse of Envy. When you die, each other gets returned. That's kind of awesome. I like that. Cursed Haunt. 3, 3, 1. Well, this is soul. Attacked. Steals it instead. All right. Giant poop. 4, 5, 4, 1. Each time player deals damage to the stable. My attack is declared. This is more of an event. Like it's a monster, but it can't hurt you. You just beat the crap out of it. I mean, I'm not complaining. Good art of poop. It's hard to call it good art, like, because it is good art, but it's of something disgusting. But the emotion of disgust is conveyed, so that means it's good art. I don't know what art is, man. Holy Greed. 5, 4, 2. Shop items. Oh, there's a Happy Soul. Happy Soul. Hot Potato. As the center's play, it becomes an item. The active player gains it. Ah! This is fun. This is based off the Hot Potato Challenge. I like this. I'm going to read into more of these later. Mulligoon. Surprised this hasn't been added already. Cancel attack against this Fable. Deal 2 damage to a monster player. Oh, you can just use this to blow someone up to an extent? And I gotta read into these a little more. I kinda am just whipping past these. Shopkeeper 1/0/0. Player would destroy an item for the death penalty. They put in the shop spot instead. Oh. Okay. Sure, why not? Tainted Mulligan. Attack is declared on this. This gains +1 for each loot card in the active player's hand until the end of turn. Oh, this is fun! This sort of changes based on whether you have more loot or less loot. Alright. And that roll for loot. That's not bad either. New keywords. Yep. Team up. Oh, new keywords. This is good. And of course, we have the credits. Look at all these awesome dudes. That's awesome. Alright, moving on. Telekinesis, created by Cassidy DeLacio, allows you to choose another active or paid item another player controls, and they must use that item if able. In addition to this, at the start of your turn, you are allowed to look at the top 2 cards of a deck and put any number of them back into discard and the rest back in any order. This is an awesome item for both player and deck control. No other item forces players to use their items, which is super cool. Since this also works on Eternal items, this has the potential to be super strong, but in addition to working on Eternal items, this also works on paid items. This means you can use this item to drain resources a player might have. The deck searching ability is great too. Being able to throw cards away so consistently is just awesome. Due to the fact this item can force players to use their Eternal items at inopportune times, this gets an S tier. Conjoin D6 by Blarg is weird, but effective. Using this states the next time a player of your choice would roll a dice, they roll a D8. Wow. Actually using the D8 the game comes with? Insane. Anyway, instead of rolling the D6, you roll the D8. A 7 and 8 counts as a roll of 6. Look, I'm not gonna do the math, but to me, that sounds like a roll of 6 is 3 times as likely as it used to be. Factor in that each time a player rolls a 6 that this recharges, allowing this item to be reused, I'd say we have a pretty damn good item on our hands. S tier. Isaac's Last Will by Atomic Crow. Nothing says fun like profiting from the deaths of others. When another player pays the death penalty, you gain 2 cents and put the item they sacrificed for the death penalty under this one. By tapping this item, you can either gain a cent for each card under this, or put a card from under this on top of its deck. It's a great resource gain item due to the treasures, but if nobody's dying, you won't get much use out of this. I like that this item gives you something to do with crappy items that are thrown out via the death penalty. Gain money from them. Other than the little inconsistency this item is only effective when the other players die, this is a pretty good item. A tier. Karma by Thibaud Brunetal. Whenever a soul enters another player's control, you choose 2 players. They both steal a shop item and loot 1. This basically nets you and another player free resources whenever someone gains a soul, as why wouldn't you use this effect on yourself? There's really not much else to this item, other than it can be detrimental in the late game, since at that time, helping other people out is probably the last thing you want to do. B tier. Magic Mushroom by Penguin is great! No complaints. Fun fact, this is one of 2 items that were added via the custom card contest over the summer. Congrats to Penguin! This item starts with 3 counters, and you can remove 1 for one of the 2 effects. Gain an additional damage for your next attack roll this turn, or prevent 1 damage you would take this turn. In addition to this, if you own this, you can tap your character to add another counter to this item. Pretty well rounded if you ask me. A tier. Mugger Bean by Triple the Anything. I think we've all wanted something like this for a long time. This loot, when used, cancels a loot being played, and then you add that loot that was just cancelled to your hand. Not only is this funny, it's very useful to hold on to this. Notice how it doesn't say non-trinket loot card? This means you can steal trinkets right when they're played, including lost souls. Game changer. My advice? Hang on to this thing if you find it. Mega Bean by Johnny King is a butter bean that cancels the tapped, paid, or triggered ability of an item or loot card that is targeting you or something you control. After canceling the effect, you instantly deal 2 damage to whoever controlled the item or loot being played. This is a really funny retaliation card, but keep in mind you can only use this if you or something you control is targeted. This might make it a little bit niche, but it kinda has to be if it can kill a player so easily. Arrow Walk by Acrid is best used in tandem with some form of dice modification, like a Godhead. Once used, you roll, and the next 4 dice rolls made this turn are changed to the result you just rolled. This can be really good with setup, but really risky without it. One issue is this loot does not target players, it targets dice rolls. This means if other players have items or loot that allow them to roll, they can easily steal your chance at getting a good roll on this. Watch out. Recycling Sticker by Adam Nichols. This trinket allows you to purchase the top card of the treasure discard as if it were a shop item. In addition to this, shop items you purchase cost 1 cent less. Expanding your options in this way can be really beneficial, as it can allow you to bring dead items back into the game for yourself, or even reuse single-use items. Pretty cool. If nothing else, it's great to see more trinkets get added to the game. I'm a fan. Found Soul by Mitboy. While you hold this, you deal +1 damage, but if a soul enters your control, you give this to another player. Found Soul is basically a helping hand, leaving you once you find a soul. Fun! But not much to talk about other than the fact that this will likely go around the table helping the weakest players catch up. Still, more trinkets, the better. Giant Poop by Jello Art. A 5/4/0 with 5 loot reward. Each time this takes damage, the player who dealt that damage gains a loot. What's cool about this monster is the new Team Up keyword. Team Up means that after the active player makes an attack roll, each chosen player then makes an attack roll in turn order. Basically, the entire table comes together to attack this for heaps of rewards. Since the player who kills this gains its rewards, it's anyone's guess who could get that 5 loot jackpot. Mulligoon by Patrick Williams is a 3/4/0 with some interesting stats. Each time this takes damage, cancel an attack against this if able. The active player loots one and moves this to another slot. This monster does not heal at the end of each turn, meaning he'll wander around the monster slots until he eventually dies. His reward is what makes him worth attacking. Deal 2 damage to a monster or player. It would be best if you dealt all the damage to this monster at once, or with loot if you can, as attacking it just makes it more valuable or easy for the next player to attack. Watch out. Tainted Mulligan by Shammy and Al. The less cards you have in your hand, the easier this monster is to defeat, and you'd want to defeat it for that promising roll loot X reward. The issue is, for every loot card in your hand, this gains +1 health when you declare an attack on it. Spending your loot will make this monster a little easier if you needed them to be, but a 3+ dice roll isn't really that bad anyway. Cursed Haunt by Mitboy, a monster with 3/3/1, and while it's a soul, it has +1 dice roll and can be attacked. If this would die while it's a soul, its death is prevented, the active player gains its reward and steals the soul instead. This is basically Alt Lost Soul in the monster deck. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously, it just means that there isn't much to talk about. Also, the soul in the corner is purple for some reason, so that's pretty neat. Holy Greed by Acrid, one of the best holy enemies we've seen so far. Shop items the active player purchase cost 3 cents less, and each time a player purchases a shop item, they put counters on this equal to the money they paid. Then, when this 5/4/2 monster is killed, you gain a soul and a cent for every counter this monster has attached to it. What a payout. Eventually you want to kill this guy. The soul and heaps of cash is just too good to pass up, but it won't be an easy fight with those stats. Hot Potato by Louis F. Paccio. I love this card. What an event. When this enters play, the active player gains it, and once it enters your control, you gain 2 cents and roll. 1 through 4, pass to the player on the left. 5, destroy it and take 3 damage. A 6, the good ending. This item becomes a soul. This is one of my favorite events, a game of hot potato bound to boost a random player or blow up in their face. I love it. Shopkeeper by Troy Cole is more of a simple gameplay modifier than a monster. While this is in play, all items destroyed by the death penalty are instead put in a shop slot. This monster cannot be attacked and is indomitable, meaning it will have its own special slot that cannot be covered. Now, since it can't be attacked, its effect will never leave the game unless it gets bombed. Yay? Curse of Envy by Diceband. When you die, each other player gains a treasure. This curse isn't so bad, until you factor in that everyone might want to kill you for that treasure. This curse is fun because it gives you a more mental downside than an actual in-game one. Sure, maybe nobody will kill you directly, but why would you help a player who's about to die when you could get a free treasure instead? Everything Must Go by Daniel Chaos Fantasy Adams, another one of the summer winners. When this enters play, the shop slots are expanded by 2. At the start of each turn, a counter is put on this. It says this turn, shop items are 2 cents less for each counter on this, and they must purchase a shop item if able. While this is active, shop slots do not refill while this has a counter on it, and this can't be put into discard until the shop slots are empty. This is a fun little card that allows players to get some cheap items before it disappears.
With that, all the cards for the Summer of Isaac have officially been covered. But I don't think that's the last of Four Souls, though. Be on the lookout for new packs and promos. I'm sure we'll get something of interest soon. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and take